Okay guys, welcome back to our second video, which is a tutorial with our cool background right here. Yep, cool background. But now, time to get into the tutorial. So, right here, we have two examples of what we're going to be doing. And today, we're going to be talking about basic movement. So, in today's lesson, we're going to be learning how to stand, walk, run, jump, and slide, technically. And these are my two examples. And first off, the first one, I'm going to show what pose I'm going to teach you. Then on the second character, I'm going to teach you step by step how to do it. So first, let's start with our first example. And we're going to first be learning how to stand. First thing we're going to learn is how to stand. So now that we have our character standing, I'm going to give a few tips of what makes this look good. And then we're going to try to replicate it and break it down a little more with the second example. So, first off, why this looks good is because we're starting with the legs. The legs are a little close together to the body, which makes it cool. And also, you also want to tilt your legs just a little bit, and you don't want to make them standing up because then it looks a little weird. But besides that, I recommend that you tilt the legs a little backwards, put the legs a little close together or connected, move the body, tilt it like always. You want to tilt, I recommend you tilt. And then you have the arms a little back, and then the head. Now, the head Now the head, I recommend that you don't put it like this, because then it'll be looking at one direction and it would look bland. So I recommend that you lift the head up and move it down. Let me get a side view. So, like I said, you don't want to do this, but instead you want to move it up and tilt it a little in front of the body. And with the arms, you don't want them like this. You don't want them close together. You want them more like connected to make it more freely to do more free poses. And I recommend you pull them back right behind the legs so they're a little dropped. And we'll also move the head. If the head doesn't look good, just drop it down. And that's what I recommend. But now we're going to break that down into our starting character. So, like I said, you start with the legs. That's also something I forgot to mention. I recommend that you start with both legs, the head and body, and then the arms. That's how I do it, and it's worked pretty well for me. So, like I said, with both of the legs, you place them down and connect them. Then you grab the body and the head. You move the body a little back, and then you grab the head. And like I said, don't do it like this, but instead move it up and tilt it a little forward in front of the body. And if it doesn't look good, drop it. And then you grab both of your arms and you, like I said, don't put them together or like this, but I recommend you make it separate from the body and you pull it backwards, just like that. And now they kind of look similar and they both look good, in my opinion. You might think they look bad, but I hope this also helps people. So, second pose. Okay, guys, time for the second pose, which is walking. Now, there's a lot of variations of how you can move or walk, technically. So, I'm going to show you a few examples of what type of walking you can do. So, the first type of walking I love to do is, like I said, in the first one, I recommend you grab the legs, both legs. And with this, you want to, well, let me just put the pose of how I like it. So, put the arm and put the face. So, this is one of many walking poses that you can do, and I'll show you a few examples after this. But with this, I'm going to show you why it looks good. So why this looks good is that it's natural. That's one thing. When you're walking in real life, you don't walk with your hands going with your leg. Instead, you make your arms go with the opposite leg. That's one thing why it looks good. Second, why I think it looks good is because what I told you earlier is that your head is floating. Your head is floating, it's not stuck together, and instead it's a little not connected. The same with all the body parts. They're mostly not connected, but if you want to say it, the leg and body right here, they are a little connected. Of course, you don't want to make it drifting off and then it looks weird. But if you put them close together but not connected, it looks fresh. It looks good. Now, that's just one example, and I'll show you guys more later. But now, with this one, so first, you grab the legs, and what you do with the leg, well, I recommend when you do with the right leg, you place it down and move it backwards, just a little bit, tilt it backwards. With your left leg, I recommend that you tilt it forwards, and you put them a little close together, but not touching. And you can move it around just a little bit if you want. That's one thing I recommend. Now, you grab the body and the head. And with the body, what I do is that I make the body go with the leg that's going forwards. That's what I do. Or you can do that, but I just realized. So, go with the leg that's going forward, which is the left leg. Then, grab the head. You can make him go any direction, face any direction. But for this tutorial, we're going to make him look straight at us. And like I said, it's not connected. Lift it up and place it down. Just a little bit. Now, with the arms, you make your left arm, well, how do I say this? You make the leg that's going backwards with the arm that's pushing off going this way. So, your right and left arm should be going the same motion or the same way. And the left or the leg that's behind and your arm should be going the same motion, which creates a fresh and realistic effect. And that's just one example. Another example that I recommend while walking is just doing this, but just the opposite. What I mean by that is that you take the legs and you swap them. Yep, you swap them. And then you do what I told you. And then you move the arms, and the head can really just stay the same. So, two examples of walking poses. So, all you want to do is that you just want to do what I told you and just flip it. Do the opposite of what I told you with the legs and arms. Besides that, the head and body, I recommend, stays the same. And that's for walking. On to the next thing. Alright, time for our third pose. Now, our third pose is going to be running. And when I was starting out, running was really difficult for me. It looked really bad. So, I'm really happy that I can teach you guys that are watching right now, because this was really hard for me to do without other build your own creators. So, let me get the example of what we're going to learn. And I might mess up because running is still a little difficult, though I know how to do it. Just a little bit. Now, like I said, there is also a lot of different running poses that you can do, and I'll show you that. And you guys can swap it if you want. So, with this running pose, I think I want to go with a more realistic one that people would do in real life. Like this. So this is the running pose that I came up with, and I'll show you different other running poses that you can use. So with this one, I went for a more realistic look, but besides that, let me teach you the breakdown. So the legs, and all the body parts, like I say, are
Hey, you!
close.
Over here!
Huh? What's that?
Do you know when we're going to be uploading?
No, just random times, right?
No! Every Monday and Tuesday, we're going to at least create one short. One video and one short, and we'll upload them on Wednesday. And every Thursday and Friday, we're going to at least create one video and two shorts, and then we'll upload those on Saturday.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Back to the video.
Jeez, okay. So, that's what I was saying. All of these should not be connected, but also closely together. Like I say. So now, since basic stuff I've been yapping about, whatever. So, first we start off with the legs. And with the legs, with your right leg, with the walking, you also want to tilt it backwards. Then, with your left leg, you want to fling it back. So, it kind of looks like a. I don't even know what it looks like. Okay, so you either want to like make it go down just a little bit and swing it back. Just want to swing it back. Then with the body, you want to move the body with the leg that's going backwards or the one that's going to land on the ground. Then with the head, you just want to drop it down just a little bit so he's focused, I should say. Then with the arms, you want to move the arm to make like he's about to box. Yeah. You want to make him like he's about to box, but lower it or tilt it down just a little bit. Just like that. Then with the right arm, just to make it realistic, you want to make the arm kind of fling back. And now they kind of look the same. Just one is a little higher. But besides that, they're most likely the same. Next, we're going to show you different kind of running stances, I should say. So, one thing is a dash. Now, dashes are really cool because this is what I really use to really make running poses. I really hated doing running poses because I didn't know how to do them. But with this, I love using dashes because I'm just so used to it. There's so many different variations and it can make really cool stuff. So, dashes can look like this. Like, let's say you're standing, you're about to run in a race, and boom! This is the first step you make when you run. You dash. So, this is a little pose for running. So, how we do it is that let's move him a little up and get our legs. Now, the legs, you want to like kind of like boom, like let's say a fast forward flower that just bloomed. You go like, see, it starts out as a seed, then boom, it flourishes out into a beautiful flower. Most of the time. But you want to tilt both of your legs left or down. Then you want to move your left leg or the leg that's in front a little forward. And then you get dangling legs. But with the body and head, you want to, if your leg is really like out like this, like it doesn't look, it looks weird if you like put it up here, I recommend that you move the body like this. So it's like you're dodging, but you're really not. So you want to tilt the body right, so that it looks like it's both connected to both of the legs and not just one. Then with the head, you want to make the character look the direction he's going to go. Then with the arms, you can do really anything. You can do this, like he's surfing. You can do this. I don't know what that represents. Or you can have his arms back like this. Whatever you choose. But this one, I like. Those are dashes. And then, when you're running, like I taught you, you put your leg down or tilt it backwards a little bit with the leg in the back. Fling it up a little bit with the body. You want to make it go with the leg that's in front. The head, make it go a little down so it can look like he's focused. He's ready to run this race, and also make it floating. But now, this is where the arms is the big part that makes the pose different. First, Naruto running. That looks a little weird, but Naruto running, that's one thing you can do. Another run is that you can have your arms up. Another running pose is where with your arms are down, and he's like getting ready to punch someone. Another thing is that you can also have the hands like behind your back, like a mysterious character or something. Or he just uses his legs because he's disabled. But I'll get canceled for that. So, that's just another little way to do running poses and dashes. New dashes. But that's it for that. And time for... Okay, guys. Now, with number 4, well, the last one for now, because there will be more tutorials, we're going to move on to jumping. Now, jumping, I recommend that you jump, when you jump off of something, I recommend, how about we move over here? When you're jumping, I recommend you also do a dash. Crazy enough, dashing can be like jumping. So, let's move this guy over here. So, when you're jumping, or jumping off a ledge, something like that, the first time you're about to jump, I recommend you do the dash. Tilt both your legs left, make the one in front go a little up, then you move the body with the legs, the head, looking the direction it wants to go in, then with the arms, when you're jumping, I like the arms a little down and going up. Like the arms are like lifeless and they're just going with the wind, going with the body. But that's what I like to do for jumping off a ledge. Now, mid-air, there's a lot of different things you can do mid-air. Now, mid-air, I believe that it's better to we'll do that later because that's the fun stuff. So, when you're jumping and you let's say you're in control of your body and you're in the air, I like to do poses like this. When he's reaching up to a star or something. It's in the air. That's when he's in the air if he's jumping, but if he's going down, he's just gonna look down, I guess. We'll get more into that later. But while he's jumping, going up, I like to do poses like this. And how to do it is that with the running poses that we did over there, you want to fling the leg back. But with the leg that's in front, you also want to fling it forwards, which is different. And let the body go the direction with the leg that's in front. Then with the head, you can move in any direction. Just don't make it moved on like this, because then it looks weird and bland. Then with the arms, to make it more natural, just like with the walking and running, to make it realistic. Left arm, right leg, right arm, left leg. Or whatever is the opposite of each other. Because, left is the opposite of right, right is opposite of left. So the opposite of the left leg, of the left arm, is the right leg. If that makes sense, it makes sense. And let's say you're falling down and you're in control of your body. You're not like, I'm falling and I don't know how to control myself, like that. We'll get into more on that later. But when you're dropping, I like to do a pose like this, I believe. Yep, like this. When you're in control and you're falling down, I like to do a pose like this. And we'll get into like free falling later, because that's also like being in control. But whatever. So, besides that, how to do this is that you also want to take the legs where you learned from dashing, but instead, you want to tilt it to the right and make the leg that's in front go upwards. And if it's close together, just move the body just a little bit so it looks natural. Then the head, make it go the direction that you want it to go, doesn't matter. And with the arms, you want to make the arms, like I said, lifeless, like they're just going with the flow, with the body. And boom. That's also what you can do. So have the arms go up and go with the flow, go with the body, falling down. But you can also do, if someone's bad to like use a power or something, we'll get into that in another video about a power and effects. But with your left arm, you can like have it up to their head or like make them like they're hungry or something. You want to like make their arm go a little tilted left. With the right arm, make it like they're powering up an ability. I'm not gonna get it, but it's just imagine like a fire thing or something. But with the left arm, because I don't think I explained it that well, you can have. So let's start from here. You want to rotate it so where their arm or whenever their arm is, it doesn't matter. And you want to like make it go like he's holding his stomach, but not really holding his stomach because he's not touching it. And he's like using a power. And that's falling down. Now, the next thing is, let's say he's out of control and he's falling down. He can be in a pose like this. Like he's falling, he's not in control. And this one is really cool when you're looking at it from a high place. It really looks really cool. So with a pose like this, I'm going to teach you. Because this pose can be a little complicated. Because you're looking down, he's falling down, and looking at it from a different place. It might look cool for like an anime opening or something. But that's not what we're doing. We're doing it from looking down, it looks cool. So, I'm going to move a little differently so it can be a little better for whoever is watching. The legs, you want to make them go upside down. And a lot of this involves dashing, but you want to have one leg that's in front of the other. That one goes up, the other one goes down just a little bit, a little not connected. And then the one that's in front or closer to the body, it will fall with that leg. Then with your head, just make it look like he's looking up, looking down, don't matter. Then with the arms, just make him look like he's reaching out, helping. Trying to get help. But that's just what I think would look nice, cool, and appealing for you guys to see. But with that out of the way, there's over 1 million other poses that I can't wait to teach you guys, and I hope this was helpful. But for now, we'll see you guys in our next tutorial, next video, next short, and have a good day, afternoon, or a 9. We'll see you guys in whatever next video we make.